Alright. How Pepsi briefly became the 6th largest military in the world. I'm not even joking. Apparently, America gave Pepsi a fleet of Navy ships for a bunch of Soviet tomato soup. So you know I'm not joking. The exchange of goods and services predates the use of money and is believed to have developed in the first human societies. Today's bartering, blah, 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 blah. Take fishermen in Venezuela who swap their catch for other food, goods, or medicines because after years of hyperinflation into the country's currency, now nearly worthless, or bartering networks that emerged in Greece in the height of its financial crisis 8 or so years ago. However, it is not just individuals who continue to engage in bartering, it is also used by governments, even though bartering is actually illegal in a bunch of countries. And again, this is often the case when a country is facing financial woes and isolation on the world stage, such as Venezuela or Iran. For both countries, bartering has enabled them to get around the U.S.-led economic blockades. Bartering also continues to occasionally be used by companies such as Indonesian aircraft maker Industri Pesawat Terbang Nusantara IPTN. I should have said that. Agreeing to trade 2 of its transport aircraft for 110,000 tons of Thai sticky rice back in 1996. Imagine trading an airplane for rice. That sounds fucking interesting. Yay! People are finally here. Thank you both for being here, even though it says I have absolutely no one in the... I have no viewers. I don't know why it said it has no one in the chat. Anyway. Okay, so... anyway... In an even more eye-popping historic example, back in the 1970s, U.S. giant Pepsi traded its soft drink for Soviet tomato paste so it could enter the USSR market. Pepsi, which owned Pizza Hut at the time, spread the tomato paste across its pizza in Western Europe. It also bartered its fizzy drink for Russian vodka and even Soviet warships. They were Soviet warships! No, we're talking about Pepsi having the 6th largest naval fleet at one point. Quite literally, how Pepsi briefly became the 6th largest military in the world. It also bartered its fizzy drink for Russian vodka and even Soviet warships, which it sold for scrap. Swedish chart toppers ABBA did something similar in the Soviet Union, where they earned royalties in the form of fruit, vegetables, and crude oil, which were then sold on the global market. So, like, yeah. Okay, back to the actual Pepsi part. Almost everyone in 1959, when President Dwight Eisenhower wanted to bring our American culture to citizens of the Soviet Union and show them the benefits of capitalism. I love the fact that I'm using Donkey Kong in the background. This is so Banana Republic, it's beautiful. To showcase their ideologies, the American government arranged the American National Exhibition in Moscow and sent then Vice President Richard Nixon to attend the opening, but things were about to take a turn for the worse. Nixon and Soviet leader, that's not Gorbachev, someone else Katrov, got into an argument over the topic of capitalism versus communism. That's a great move, Nixon. Their conversation got so heated that the vice president of Pepsi intervened and offered the Soviet leader a cup of his delicious sugary beverage, which he drank. Oh my god. Soviets would like Pepsi, wouldn't they? Years later, the people of the Soviet Union wanted to strike a deal that would bring Pepsi products to their country permanently. However, there was an issue of how they would pay for their newest beverage, as the money wasn't accepted throughout the world. Okay, don't put battle music on. So the clever country decided to buy Pepsi using a universal currency, vodka. In the late 1980s, Russia's initial agreement to serve Pepsi in their country was about to expire, but this time their vodka wasn't going to be enough to cover the cost. So the Russians did what any country would do in desperate times. They traded Pepsi a fleet of submarines and literal warships for a whole shit ton of soda. The new agreement included 17 submarines, a cruiser, a frigate, and a destroyer. Now, I just want to stress how big a frigate is. Like, here's the destroyer. Because holy fart knocker, they're like really big. Really, really stupid big. A frigate isn't as big, but... Not what I meant. Either way, you get the idea. A frigate. That's why I fucked it up. 17 submarines, a cruiser, a frigate, and a destroyer. They literally traded Pepsi warships in exchange for Pepsi. I mean, Pepsi could have just went like, alright, fuck everyone, and took over like a good section of some world and was just like, we run the place now. But no, they sell it to a Swedish scrapyard. Also, why a Swedish scrapyard? Pepsi was at the time still an American company, and America has one of the largest shipwreck yards in Alabama that charges like the cheapest amount of scrap, that a whole bunch of other countries bring their ships to Alabama to have them scrapped. They couldn't even take over. Well, yeah, ain't no one taking over Atlanta. That is most definitely Coke country. The East Coast is Coke country. I was raised in Coke country. The combined fleet was traded for $3 billion worth of Pepsi. Yes, you read that right. $3 billion worth of Pepsi. Imagine picking Pepsi over Coke or Dr. Pepper to begin with. Dr. Pepper wouldn't indulge themselves in some bullshit like that. The historical exchange caused Pepsi to become the 6th most powerful military in the world for a moment before they sold the fleet to a Swedish company for scrap recycling. Fucking lame. I would have actually used them. And then that's it. But either way, now y'all know what I know. Bruh, soda does for real suck. I'm a MILF person. Anyway. Have you heard the story of how Fanta was invented in Nazi Germany? Oh, I very much know a whole lot about Fanta. I know a lot about German companies, and I don't like a lot of German companies. DHL originally moved things for the Nazi Party before they were DHL. There's a drug called thiamine, which very much hurt a lot of fucking people and was made by a German company that was made by a Nazi doctor that refused to take any responsibility, that was served to pregnant women and literally gave their kids deformities, and they refuse to take responsibility for it even now, even though they just put it back on the market under a new fucking name. Like, nah. I don't know how to feel about Germany as a country, and I'm part German. I can't pronounce medicines. I call everything a shortened version that I hear in my head. Thiodalaminicide? Fuck. Close enough, whatever. Thiodaminicide. Thiamicide. But yeah, no, if anyone's ever heard of like a chicken wing syndrome, I feel so mean calling it that. Don't fucking spell it the way you heard it in your head, you stupid asshole. Don't spell it the way you hear it in your head. I can't spell and I can't think from my own brain. I can't. It'll correct. Not even close. Jesus fuck. Okay, not gonna embarrass myself anymore like that. But yeah, no, there's this whole awesome, ooh, don't do that. There's this whole awesome episode on, YouTube that I was watching recently where, yeah, they were talking about, the damage it caused and how they refused to compensate anyone and they refused to accept responsibility, but they just put it back on the market. So, like, that's super great. But either way, we all learned something about Pepsi, how they could have taken over the world, but decided not to. Our benevolent overlords, Pepsi, apparently. Is that it? What is this?
Das war ja, wie ist denn die Stimmung? Zicke-Zacke, Zicke-Zacke! Zicke-Zacke, Zicke-Zacke! Hip, hip! Hip, hip! Sieg!
I'm so confused. And his last name is too close to mine. That's uncomfortable.
Das darf doch nicht wahr sein. Was? So viele alte Kameraden haben dir das.
I didn't even catch what he did. He did it so fast. Well, fuck him. Close enough. Okay, Pepsi Max and Coke both suck. Let's just be honest. Everyone knows Dr. Pepper's king. I want to drink water, but I'm a fucking pestilent child, okay? I'd rather drink milk and orange juice all day. Also, Chalky Milk Day. So many comrades. Oh, don't let Bezos hear you talk about that too much. Either way, game time. Alright, well, I hope everyone has a great night. Make sure to get some sleep. Make sure to stay hydrated. Make sure to drop by my Onlyfans and jerk a fat one. And yeah, closer. Let's host someone before we close her. Because I'm an idiot. It should go without saying, but not just go without saying, drop me a tip if you're gonna go jerk one, Timmy. Still need to replace my van. Love you guys. Have a good night.